Hi, I'm Pink1402, aka Taylor, and today I'm going to be talking about the best GameCube games. But before I begin, I'd like to show off my OU shirt because I wore my other OU shirt yesterday for uh, basically support my fellow Sooners, Baker Mayfield, Eric Rinn, Steven Parker, Devontae Lampkin, Orlando Brown Jr., Jeff Badette, Jordan Thomas, and Mark Andrews to support all of them because they entered into the draft last night. And I want to send out a congratulations to Baker Mayfield for going number one in the first round for for the Cleveland Browns. I'm not necessarily happy that you're on a team that wears orange because orange is not your color, but just congratulations, man. You deserve it. You've worked so hard for this, and I'm happy for you. I won't be wearing orange though. I'll be still repping my OU in honor of you. I'll support you, not the team, but just you. And if one of your other teammates that's in the draft, oh, I forgot about Obo Okoronkwo. Sorry, forgot about him as well. If any one of your other fellow teammates is in the draft and or gets drafted to the Browns, and I'll support them. And I'll support that player as well, but not the team because orange is not in my color wheel. Orange. I mean, I do have an orange poster up there, and I do have an orange John Cena shirt, but that's about it. I have like another orange right there, but orange is not in my color wheel. I can't stand orange. But congratulations, man. You deserve it. And I'm happy for you. So, Boomer! Yeah, sorry. Now, without further ado, I'd like to begin with the list. So, this list is like really short. That's why I wanted to congratulate Baker Mayfield and also to make this stream a lot longer. And also, I also want to say one last thing about the draft. I am hoping that the rest of the remaining Sooners that are in the draft, I'm hoping that you guys get drafted. I'm hoping and praying for you guys, and hopefully you guys will do well. If not, you guys can always come back to OU, or if you just graduated, you can always use your degree. But we would love to have you back at OU if you don't get drafted. So yeah, look out for that. Okay, now onto the list. So this list is like really short, as I mentioned. I only have 3 games because my grandma and my mom's stepdad they technically had 4 GameCube games, but we only got to play 3 of them because the fourth one they got like right before they got rid of the GameCube, and because of the TV that they got, they weren't able to play. We weren't able to play on the GameCube anymore. But so I'm just going to talk about these 3 games. But yeah, starting off with number 3, Luigi's Mansion. This game was so much fun. Oh my goodness, I loved this game so much. It's basically you play as Luigi, and you're in this mansion. You have to save Mario. You have to rescue Mario, and I love it. I love that. And like you have this like vacuum thing on you, and you're almost like a Ghostbuster in a way. Like Luigi's almost like a Ghostbuster, and when you walk into that mansion and you first walk in, you see that door that's like glowing a little bit. That glows every now and then, and you have to like unlock it. It was so much fun. My cousin used to play it all the time, and he would beat it, and then he'd play it again. And I love that game. That game is so much fun. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend you find the game and you play it because it is so much fun. It is so much fun. And you have to kind of take your time with it because it is kind of quick, but it's still pretty good. I love the game. The game is so fun. Oh my goodness. Number 2. My number 2 is a game that everyone either loves or hates. I love the game. People hate the game, and I'm talking about Super Mario Sunshine. This game was so much fun. I remember playing it by myself, but then also watching my cousin play it, and he would play it for hours on end, and I'd play it too, and he would always I loved the game because it was essentially like a platformer open world game, which we saw that in Super Mario 64. We saw that kind of aspect in it, but this was the first game, and I think the only game I know of that's ever had like platforms that not only moved like up and down and left and right, but also spun around. Like it was like this really interactive like 3D platformer, and it was so much fun. It was so difficult too. But this was during the time when like games were allowed to be difficult, but then afterwards they were like, you know what, let's give them a hand. Let's give them like a hand. Let's hold their hand. And I'm like, no. I mean, I appreciate that at times, but no, just no. And so I love this game. I used to play it all the time. And what I loved about this game was like you could go into this little like circular cannon thing. It was red, and you could jump inside there, and then it shoots you all the way to the amusement park. And I would always go to the amusement park and try to ride on all the rides, and I never got to because it wouldn't let you. Nintendo, you should have fixed that. Yeah, but you weren't there to ride on the rides. You were there to beat the game, but still. And I remember playing it, and it was just so much fun. And my cousin, when he would play, he'd go to the amusement park, not to try to ride on the rides, but to actually go through like the village part. And he was looking for something in the village. I don't know what he was looking for, but he would go through the village, and he'd mess around in there. And yeah, and then I loved going to the hotel and going and playing at the casino. That was so much fun. I loved that. And then like if you went up the stairs, like there were like ghosts and stuff, and it was cool. I loved it. I loved that game. A lot of people hated it. I loved it. Yeah. Now on to my number one pick. This is my favorite game of all time. I remember playing this with my cousins and my sister as a kid, and we loved this game. We actually got into fights over this game, actually. And I'm talking about Super Smash Bros. Melee. This game, we got into fights over because we'd fight over who got to play Zelda. And I would be like, if my sister wasn't around, I'd be like, and my one cousin wasn't around, I'd be like, I'm playing as Zelda. And my cousins would be like, why do you get to play as Zelda? And I'd be like, because I'm older than you. And I'd be like, why don't you just play as Pikachu? And if you played as Pikachu, you had to wear Ash's hat. That was our rule in the family, which you had to play using Ash's hat. So yeah. And then or I'd say play as Falco, and if you played as Falco, you had to wear like the black blazer. And if you played as Zelda, you had to wear like the bluish, whitish colored dress. And it was so much fun. I love that game. We used to play on teams. Like me and my cousins would play on a team, but we only had like 2 controllers. We technically had 3, but the wireless Wavebird broke. My cousin played with it so much that it broke. So we just played with the other 2 controllers that we had. We'd fight over because the controller that my grandma and my mom set that had with the GameCube, the rubber part came off, and it was like someone had bit the control stick. And so yeah, so no one wanted to play with that one, so I'd always play with that one. But if I played by myself, I'd play with the other one, the goldish colored one, the goldish yellowish colored one. And yeah, but we'd fight over who got to play the controller, who got to play Zelda. And what we would do is we'd play on teams, so we'd play like as like who would we play as? We'd have like myself, I'd play as Zelda, and one of my cousins would rather play as Falco or Pikachu. And we would always be like the red team. We'd be like the red team because of OU. And then we'd pick 2 characters that were bad, like what is their names? The Ice Climbers and Ness. And we'd beat them, and occasionally they would beat us, but we but about 98% of the time we'd win, and I loved it. It's my favorite game of all time. I have so many great memories of playing it by myself and with my family, and just so many great memories came from that game. It was so much fun. I love that game so much. Oh my goodness. Like the home run challenge, the melee challenge, like the melee one, the target practice. Man, just so many great memories have came from playing that game. But I would like to know down in the comments below what your favorite GameCube game is. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and hit that notification bell because on Monday I'm doing my top 5 favorite musicals. And a week from today I'm doing the Wii games. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Bye!